Okay, I'm going to be doing a very simple pasta dish today where I'll be using pasta, fresh tomatoes, fresh basil, fresh mozzarella. Okay, I'm going to be using the fresh tomatoes, which will provide us with that fundamental lycopene, lutein and beta-carotene. Fundamental nutrients for our eyesight and a major factor in helping age-related macular degeneration and cataracts, just to name some. My fresh basil, that is a great source of vitamin A, which again is fundamental for providing improvement with our eyesight. Now first up, I'm boil some water. I'm going to be putting in some pasta. Quick way to measure the pasta is pouring an amount into the pasta dish that you are going to be using. Like that. Let's say that would be good for one person. Pop it into my pan. And I'll do this for three. There we go. And let that boil away. In the meantime, I will be cutting up my mozzarella. I basically use one small mozzarella per person. I stick it on a nice contrasting chopping board, so that way there's no danger of you not seeing it, missing it. If you really wanted to, you could use the chainmail gloves so you stop cutting yourself at all. That will give you some sort of protection. I'm just going to do this into rough cubes. I'm going to chop my tomatoes, again just a rough chop, pretty much one tomato per head of this size of tomato. Adding this to the mozzarella with the tomato juices so you can get all the flavours going. Okay, now I'm going to add my basil leaves. We don't chop basil leaves because if you chop them too intensely they just become bitter. So you just roughly break them up with your hands, add them to the tomatoes and the mozzarella. A couple of good glugs of olive oil. Freshly ground salt, freshly ground pepper. And just let all of those juices and flavours come together. Actually, look at those lovely contrasting colours. Fab. Now just wait for the pasta to cook. Okay, I'm now going to drain off my pasta. Add it to my previously prepared tomatoes and mozzarella, and the heat of the pasta will just melt that mozzarella nicely. I'm just going to give it a good stir so I can get all the juices of those tomatoes and everything into that pasta. On my serving dish. and you have one plate of wonderfully nutritious summer pasta.